Sometimes God redeems your story by surrounding you with people who need to hear your past so it doesn't become your future. And I guess that in a nutshell, that's why I'm here today in front of you. In my life, I've made bad choices and I crave love and acceptance. But I came to realise that it's never too late to start to make good decisions for the future, but it doesn't erase the bad consequences of the past. In October 1986, just prior to my 21st birthday, I had an abortion. At the time, I thought it was the answer to my situation and that it would be quickly forgotten. However, it wasn't. For many years, I didn't talk about it very openly, as abortion was and still is something of a taboo subject. So often we look at other people and think that they've got it all together, but you never know the journey that one person has been on. Peter was the father and we were both young. My emotions were very up and down. I was scared, I was confused. Would Peter leave me? Would I be bringing up another child without a father? Because I knew what it was like not to know your father, and I came from a blended family. We didn't tell many people about the pregnancy, but many of those who did know said that we would never get ahead in life, especially if we kept the baby, and we should get rid of it. There was much pressure and no discussion of other options. Basically, it was said that having a baby unplanned will forever be a hindrance. We will always struggle financially. And in that, I felt cornered and scared. So I went ahead and I saw the doctor. I was about 10 to 12 weeks in the pregnancy, and after all, it was just a fetus, a blob of tissue, easy to discard. Peter accompanied me to the abortion clinic, where I met the counsellor. She agreed with my anxieties, indicated that it was for the best and that she would hold my hand through the procedure. The waiting room had a strange quietness, as it was full of young women with a friend or a family member, and we were all there for the same reason. Some of us were called in for this woman to talk through the procedure with us. It was strange that the woman who was explaining it was about 7 or 8 months pregnant at the time. And so in that I thought, it must be all right, and just a blob of tissue, because surely she wouldn't be doing this. I was still frightened and confused, but agreed to go through with it. I was awake through the whole thing and felt the powerful suction in my life being sucked away. It seemed to only take a few minutes to change my life forever. Although my main feeling at the time was numbness, that day is forever etched in my memory. I will never forget the other woman in the recovery room, and it's a side that you're never told about, crying, distraught for the babies that they'd lost. I know through hearing many other stories, the abortion itself hasn't changed, and accessibility to have an abortion is still relatively easy. For me, a part of me died that day. I changed from the outgoing girl to someone who's more withdrawn. Few people close to me knew what had happened, not my friends. I didn't tell my parents. It would have been their first grandchild. I realised that there was no place to openly grieve our loss. Peter and I did marry, but our marriage was marked by periods of private depression. When I mourned the loss of the baby, I suffered emotionally and physically. Peter too was suffering, but he dealt with it inside and didn't want to show it. He wanted to just put it all behind us. As our family grew, I would look at our children and see the similarities and wonder which sibling our first baby would have resembled, and I still wonder. Over the past few years, however, I've grown as a person, as a wife and as a mother to my children. Peter and I were able to come to a point where we grieved together, which enabled us to move forward. I've walked a long road to grace and forgiveness, and it is because of this healing that I can now talk about it openly. I've come to realise that many women feel the same. It can be difficult to work through and difficult to gain any sense of closure. For there is no grave we can visit, no place to lay flowers, no tangible way of remembering them. The abortion experience has never left me, and for years I have wondered how to give other women like myself a safe place to grieve, how to give them a way to commemorate the babies lost. Then I came across the story of the Paperclip Project, and the idea of the Buttons Project was born. My journey of healing has led to strength and hope, and a passion to help others who have been through a similar experience. Sending in a button or a story won't heal anyone in and of itself, but it is a place to start, or one of the many steps for someone already on the journey of healing. So part of my dream is to collect buttons, thousands upon buttons, to commemorate the babies we never met, to enable not only the women who have been affected by abortion, but also often the forgotten fathers, the grandparents, the siblings. This is something when you can do something when there is nothing else you can do. Some buttons come with stories, some don't. Some in unmarked envelopes. Some buttons have even been specially gift wrapped and sent because it's a precious symbol of that baby. All of these buttons we are cataloguing and will be sewn on giant wall hangings. These will eventually be displayed in an appropriate place as a type of memorial, a safe place to visit without judgment, a collective statement which simply says, what happened mattered, a way to remember, to grieve and to love. To not only be a memorial but also a visual statement of thousands of buttons, and each one representing a baby lost to abortion. That's my family now. I named our aborted baby Hope, hope for the future, hope to be a good mum, wife and friend, hope to make a positive difference in this world. Hope and for me. It is for hope in this future and peace with the past. It is for closure and to commemorate something that is a part of us. How many buttons do I have, do you ask? I have over 20,000 and 150 stories, comments which continue to come. Each time I receive a button, precious button, and read a story, I'm deeply moved. Every button has a story. The stories buttons inspire me to keep going, to be a voice, and to be able to reach more people to bring hope and healing. However, it also ignites in me an anger that women of all ages are not being fully informed of the aftermath of abortion and possible dangers, mentally and physically. In the early weeks of pregnancy, it can be a very scary and daunting time. Abortion can seem the quick fix, but as I know personally and as I've listened to many, it is not. Women need to know what supports are available for them to choose life for their baby. It is not only support throughout the pregnancy, but beyond. This is why I'm happy to be a spokeswoman for Family First and ChooseLife campaign, to tell the truth about abortion and fight for the health and well-being of mothers, fathers, and protection and rights of the unborn child. So in that, I would like to finish today just with a song that was written by a friend who's become a friend, Richard Dawson, and vocalist Debbie Shepherd. And part of the song is to do with healing without abortion. And I would just like to, there's a huge story even behind the song. And it's been an amazing way of reaching different people through the internet. So I thank you for allowing me to share with you today, and I just want to finish with this song.
go, but in my heart you stay. And now at last it's time to let it be that way. Once I lost a button, I was struggling in the wind, but a coat without a button has let the winter in. I can save your life. I had the chance but let it slide, and I can't deny that your shadow grew till I couldn't hide it. But from tonight, this little monument I give, a little button says another precious button lived. I wish that I had known all the void that never goes, the rooms I tried to leave, all the doors I couldn't close. Once I lost a button, and I hid my coat in shame. Now I'm holding up a button, and I'm giving you a name. I can save your life. I had the chance but I let it slide, and I can't deny that your shadow grew till I couldn't hide it. But from tonight, this little monument I give, a little button says another precious button lived. Peace just never had a chance while I've left you in the dark without a face. But now I've come into the light. I'm warming up in His love, filling up His grace. Bless this little button. Forgive the memory. The past cannot be mended, but my God, you're mending me. I can save your life. I had the chance but let it slide, and I can't deny that your shadow grew till I couldn't hide it. But from tonight, this little monument I give, a little button says another